I'm going to try out a new recipe for a Lanolin Salve. I have never made it before, so I don't know how it will end up, but hopefully it will be good. It contains beeswax, lanolin, and my homemade calendula oil. These are my own calendula flowers, and to make the calendula oil, I pick and dry the flowers. When they are dried, I put them in a jar and cover them with the highest quality organic olive oil that I can find. Unfortunately, this time I didn't find a better oil than this one, but at least it's still organic. You can use this same method to make herbal infused oils with many different kinds of herbs. Then I put them in a sunny window and let them stand there for about 6 weeks. Remember to label the jars with a date and what ingredients you have in them, because after 6 weeks you probably have forgot what's in them. I probably would have. When the 6 weeks has passed, I strain the flowers and the oil. And then I store them in a dark and cool spot. Make sure no bits of flowers are left in the oil because they can mold. I have found a recipe where the ratio is 20% of lanolin, 60% of oil, olive oil, and 20% of beeswax. I'm gonna try this ratio and then afterwards see how I like the texture, and the next time I can change it if I want it thicker or thinner or yeah. So I'm just gonna make it 20 grams of lanolin, 60 grams of oil, and 20 grams of beeswax. Hey, future Tova here. The recipe I just showed you became a little bit too solid, so I made a new batch with different ratios, and that became much better. So watch till the end for the new recipe. I feel like it is quite important to write down everything you do, so the next time you know what to change if you need to change anything, and also write down what you thought when the product is finished, and possible adjustments to the next time. Everything that you put on your skin eventually gets into your body, so it's quite important what ingredients you use. So a simple rule is if you can't eat it, you shouldn't wear it on your skin either. So I have organic lanolin that I have bought, and the oil I have made is from organic olive oil and from calendula flowers from my garden. And the beeswax is organic beeswax that I have bought from a company that sells things to make your own skincare. Beeswax can be a bit tricky because they can reuse it, melt it down and make these once more. And they also often add paraffin. It can also contain pharmaceuticals. So when making skincare products, you should always use organic and non-reused wax. Usually when I make my salves and creams, I always use essential oils, but I'm not gonna use them in this salve because I want the salve to be milder and more neutral, so I can use it for my baby also. You can use essential oils for babies, but you have to read about it because they are quite strong. But if you want to use essential oils, a good starting point is about 1 to 2 milliliters per 100 milliliters of salve. But you have to experiment a bit, so read recipes and see what you like. Also, essential oils is really important that you use from a good company, because they can also be diluted with things that you don't want in your skincare. When doing it in a pot like this, you need to be careful it doesn't burn. You can also use a water bath because it's more safe. but today I'm making it like this. It's also good to have low heating. You can control the heat a bit on a wood stove by lifting it up or having something in between. And now I'm gonna stir like this until the beeswax has melted. It is important not to warm the salve too hot, because then you will destroy some of the properties in the ingredients. Heat it only gently, so all the ingredients melt together. If you want to use essential oils, you're going to do it after everything has melted and the temperature is down a bit, because if it's too hot and you add the essential oils, they are going to evaporate. So it has melted. And as I said, if you want to add in the essential oils, you need to stir a bit. And when it starts to be a bit foggy, it's time to add the essential oils. And soon afterwards, it starts to get foggy. It starts to solidify. So you need to pour it onto the jars so it's easy to do it, or else you will have a mess. It's already getting thicker. All we have to do now is let them cool down and solidify, and then we can see what texture we have and see if there's something we need to adjust until next time. So this salve we just made, it's made of 3 simple ingredients, and you know exactly what's in it, and it's very easy to make yourself. If you can take a look at the store-bought salves you can find, you have to read the ingredients list, and it goes on and on and on, and I don't know what's in it because I don't understand that language. So it's so nice to have this product that you make yourself, and it's very nice and good to your skin. You can make a salve only on the beeswax and the olive oil, but I like to add some animal fats like the lanolin or tallow. So this is beef tallow that we have made ourselves, and we eat it and fry in it, and I also put it in my salves. Tallow contains a lot that we need and already have in our bodies. So by adding it to my salves, I feel like I'm nurturing my skin and helping my skin's natural healing process. It's like food for your skin. The best plant fat is olive oil, but it can be a challenge to find a good one, so you need to search a bit. Most olive oils in the stores are adulterated, so it can be really hard to find a good one. There are a lot of nice jars out there, so all you have to do is search for jars for skincare products, and then you will find a lot to choose between. I prefer glass, but there are also other materials. It is now cold and has solidified. Smells mostly beeswax, but maybe a hint of wool. So the moment of truth. How is the texture? So it has a really nice feeling to my hands. And this was the very first time I tried this recipe. And it's a bit too hard for me. So I'm gonna adjust the ratio between the beeswax and the olive oil to make it a bit softer. I can use it fine now, but yeah, a little bit too hard. So I will put a link in the description to the recipe with the ratios that I prefer. If you happen to make a batch that is too solid or too runny, you can always take that batch and melt it down again and add more wax or more oil. Then of course it's harder to do the math and have the recipe right for later, but it can fix the problem right away. Another problem you will have if you add to the salve, you will have a much bigger batch, so you need more jars for that. With this video, even though I sort of failed, I hope I encouraged you to try this for yourself. It's really easy, a simple recipe and simple ingredients, and it's really fun. So start with small batches, and as you experiment and know what you like, you can make bigger batches. And it's really fun to make them. So this is how you do your own skincare. When I compare two salves, this one with lanolin and another one with only oil and beeswax, I have the feeling that the one with lanolin is more greasy and stays on the skin a longer time. That also means that you can use a smaller amount and the jar will last for a very long time. This level of softness is more to my taste. So this is the new recipe. Hope you will like it.